All right, hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to go over homework chapter 9.3 and problem number 3. Okay, so I got an email from students asking about how to figure out critical values in a match pair data in the data set. So let's see these problems. Several students were tested for reaction times in thousands of seconds using their right and left hands. And each value is elapsed time between the release of the sheet of paper and an instant that is cut by the subject. The results from 5 of students are included in the graph to the right, so right here, and the use of 0.02 significance level. You see that 0.02 significance level? That's ARPA, right? So keep in mind that ARPA is 0.02, right? To test the claim that, okay, so claim, so this is a problem about hypothesis of the match pair data set, right? So there is no difference between the reaction times of the right and left hands. All right, so let's click the icon to view the reaction time, the data table. All right, let's click it. So you see that two data set match pair, right? Say given right hand, left hand. Okay, so definitely we need to figure, we're gonna find the difference between each pair in the two data set, right? So we're gonna then we using the calculator to figure out test statistic. Okay, and then what's the critical value, by the way? So the critical value is the z-score or t-score, depending on what problems, what distribution you use in the problems. Okay, so I guess I'm sure that in this problem you gotta use a t-distribution. So in this problem, critical value means a t-score on the borderline separating an area of alpha over 2. What is alpha? Significance level. I told you 0.02. So alpha over 2 in each tail of the standard normal distribution. Okay, so all right, so here I just drew the t distribution, the graph. Okay, so and then the alpha over 2 is the area, because we gotta use the what both tail the graph, right? So test in a hypothesis test, right? So I'm sure that you already know about this stuff. And if you don't get it, please go back to chapters 7, okay, and 8. So here, then if the so therefore we're gonna in this in that problem number 3, we assume that the null hypothesis is that's the mean of the difference, right? The data is equal to 0, but it means there is no difference. And then alternative hypothesis is going to be mu d is not equal to 0. Okay, so we assume that mu d is not equal to 0, right? And then the this is area where the we consider that if the you know the mean of the sample data belong to the here or here, that means we consider that the data is extremely significant. Okay, so it means that high, significantly high or significantly low. Okay, so now minus t alpha over 2, that's the t value where the area from left hand to the here is alpha over 2, and then t alpha over 2, t sub alpha over 2, that's the t value where the area from here to infinity is alpha over 2. So these are called the critical values. Okay, so these are critical in both tail. Okay, so now what you're gonna do, we're gonna find out test statistic. What's the test statistic? Test statistic is the t value. Okay, the assuming that the mean of the the data sample data obtained by the taking difference, okay, is not equal to 0. We assume the h1 is 0. Okay, using the calculator, we're gonna get test statistic. Okay, so let's show you how to do that. So in the calculator, to see here. All right. So first one, you gotta just enter the two data, right hand and left hand. Okay, so I enter the data right hand L1, the left hand L2. All right, and then we go back to the main screen. Quick. All right, and then we take the difference between L1 and L2, right? So L1 right there. You see there L1 minus L2. Okay, and then you see the store. We're gonna store the difference to L3. Okay, L3. So enter. Stores. Now we go to the stack, and there's a 3 tab. We go to test. Then we use a t-test. Okay. All right. Because the standard deviation is not the given in problem, so you gotta use the t distribution. So I mean t-test. Okay. Enter. And then which input do we use? Definitely data, right? And then the mu0 must be 0, right? Okay. And then list L3. That's what we store, the difference between L1 and L2, right? Frequency 1, leave it. And then what's the alternative hypothesis? H1 mu is not equal to mu0, right? So you calculate. Then we're going to get test statistic. Negative 15.104, approximately 105, right? And the P, what's the P value? 1.1197. The let me see. E, you see that? E -4, that's the 10 to -4th power. Okay, so 1.1197 and times 10 to -4th power. Right there. Okay, that's the area. So test statistic, so we got the test statistic right there, negative 15.105. Okay, so area from negative infinity to the negative infinity to the negative 15.105. Okay, so that's the p-value, which is 1.1. Let me say 2. I just approximate. Okay, round up. I did round up times 10 to the -4th power. The p-value. What's the critical value? How can I find the critical value? Okay, that's why I'm recording this video, right? So to find the critical value, we go to the variable. Oops. Distribution right here. Press second, the distribution. Then you see the inverse t, right? Okay. If you're doing under the standard normal distribution, you gotta use inverse norm to find the critical value. But we are doing under the t distribution, right? So we're gonna use inverse t. Enter. Okay. And then we enter the what? Area from negative infinity to there, here. Okay. R power 2, which is R power 2, right? So what is alpha in this problem? 0.02. So half of the 0.02 is 0.01, right? Then what's the DF? DF stands for degree of freedom, which is n minus 1. What is n? Number of data in the data set, okay, in the sample. So in these problems, just give me a second. I think let's see. Give me a second. All right. Now you can see the data. I think you didn't see this one when I just clicked the that icon, right? So at the beginning of this video. So and now you can see that, right? So in here you can see the number of data, right? In the data set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for each data set, data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So here n is 5, and the degree of freedom must be n minus 1, which is 4. Okay, that's the how to figure out DF, which means the degree of freedom. Okay. So now back to the calculator. So DF is 4. We paste. Okay. So now enter. Then you can see negative 3.747. Okay. That's the this one, negative T proper 2. So this is the negative 3.747. So this is a positive 3.747. Okay. All right. So now you see, you think I'm sure that you understood how to figure out critical value and the meaning of the critical value. What's the relationship, p-value, and test statistic. I mean, this is test statistic. This is test statistic. Oops, this is p-value area. I mean, test statistic. Okay, the statistic and the critical value, and this is alpha over 2 right there. Okay, so all right, so let me stop here.